girls, so today I thought that we could do some structural sewing, so making 3D objects out of the felt that you may have or fabric that you might have at home. So some of you left school on the last day of term with a little bag full of different bits and pieces. So I've got some felt in here, I've got some ribbon, I've got a couple of spiky balls, some embroidery thread, I've got a needle attached to it, and there's some buttons and things in there. If you can save some of the embroidery thread for another practical task I'm going to get you to do next week, that would be great. But if you need to use it all, that's also okay. If you don't have anything at home, and if you don't have that paper bag, I found that at the supermarket, I found some Chuck's cleaning cloths. So they are quite thick and they're a lot like felt. So that's something you could use if you're able to get a packet of those. I also found at the supermarket some pins and some needles. So if you're able to get those things, it's great. If not, don't worry, because you can do everything using paper or cardboard. So what we're going to do, we are going to do make some little shapes. So we're going to use a net. This is a net. This is a two-dimensional piece of paper that once it's constructed and folded in a specific way will give you a three-dimensional object. So very much like, got some soap here, so it's very much like one of these. Lots of different packaging, lots of different boxes and things are made using nets. So if I open this all out, you can see that that is a two-dimensional shape, and it's folded up to make a three-dimensional object. You'll notice the difference between my pattern piece and this net here is that this net has got tabs. Mine hasn't got tabs. So if you're going to make yours out of card or paper, you'll need tabs because these are the things that will hold it together. You'll use your glue sticks to stick them together. Whereas with the net that I'm using with my fabric, with the felt, because it doesn't fray, there's no seam allowance needed and the edges just go together. So that's your basic shape. You can put like little rings in there or jewellery or any Easter eggs if you've got those left over. If you want to get a little bit more advanced, I did a net here for a box. So this box has got a lid to it. It's got the sides and it's got the base. Again, no seam allowance, but you could make one of these out of paper or card if you add those extra tabs. If you find that you've got little bits of fabric at home that you could use, or you've got some offcuts, you could actually, instead of doing a net, you could do each piece separately. So I drew out the bottom, the base of the pyramid, and then I've got the four sides and I've stitched those together. So this one doesn't open at all, that one's completely open, and that one's got a lid. Entirely up to you what you decide you might like to do. I will give you a grade for these, whether it's made from felt, Chuck's cleaning cloths, fabric you've got from home, or paper or card. So have a look at the assessment schedule to see what you need to do in order to get your achieved merit and excellence. So what I thought I'd do is I'll show you how to make a basic net. So I've got a pattern drafting set square here, so that's going to make it easier for me to do 90-degree corners, so right angle corners. Hopefully you've got a ruler at home or something with a straight edge that will enable you to draw some straight lines, and check the corners are 90 degrees. You could put them up against the corner of a table, or you could use a protractor if you've got one of those. So I'm just going to start by drawing the base out first. So that's my first line. I'll get as straight as I can. All right, so how deep do I want this? Do 3 centimeters or just do a small one? Do it by 5 centimeters. So that's the base done. I now need to add on the 4 sides. So that's the neck drawn. So I use some paper scissors to cut that out, not my fabric scissors. Okay, so I'm going to use the Chucks cleaning cloth for this. Got one here that I've been using up. So be as economical as you can with it. I've been keeping all the bits, and I'll show you what you can do with any leftovers later. Okay, so I've cut out one of those. You might decide that you're going to do 2 layers. So the one that's just on the floor, this one here, there's actually, it's a double layer. It makes it a little bit more sturdy, probably quite useful with the lid. So you can see there's a second one on the inside there. Or you can just do 1 layer, it's up to you. And also the pyramid was just 1 layer as well. If you want to decorate it, this would be the point to decorate it. So if you don't have any embroidery thread, I've got some sewing thread that I had at home. You can also, I've seen in the supermarkets, if you want to get some thread, you can get sewing thread there. But hopefully you've got a little bit of something somewhere that you could use. Or if not, use paper or card. So decorate it first, and then we'll start folding up the edges. So this edge is going to get sewn to that one, so I'm just going to fold it up like that, and then I'm going to pin it. And then I'm going to sew it. Using the sewing thread, I'm going to double the thread. If I was going to use embroidery thread, I'd probably just use a single piece. But this time I'm going to thread the needle and knot it at the bottom so it's double. So what I'm going to do with this little one is I'm going to do some different stitches on different sides. So the first stitch I'm going to show you is over sewing. I'm just going to put the knot underneath like that and trim that off because it doesn't matter about little knots, that's fine. So over sewing, always sewing up from the one side to the other. Try and keep your over sewing an even distance apart. Doesn't really matter though. You can make it contrast like this black so you can see it, or you can make it blend in. Oh, that wasn't very good. But not there. So let's sort that out. Maybe sew over that end a couple of times. Oh, I've done it again. And then to make a knot, you can do it again. Pull it up, sew through the loop, and pull it down. Just done it again. Oh well, hopefully it won't do that on the next side. Sew it through, snip the threads off. Okay, just show you how to do a knot on a video. So I'll usually lift my finger, wrap it around, roll it off and pull it down. Have a go. Next side, so that's now starting to become 3D. Fold that. This side I'll just do a running stitch and hopefully no knots this time. I just like to over sew the end just to give it a bit of strength at the top. Make a knot. Maybe another one. And through again, just for security, and then snip it. 2 sides done. So they're quite quick and easy to make. It's just the decoration and maybe the complexity of the structure that you want to make is the thing that can take the time. This one I'll do a blanket stitch. Last side. I'm going to try a back stitch. Cool. And there you've got your 3D structure. So that's your nice basic design that you could do. So remember, you can do one with a lid, you could do one with different colours, they're separate pieces. You could do something more complex if you want to, you could add things together, whatever you want to try. I look forward to seeing what you get up to. Bye!